Hey folks, there's some really strange things going out there that I think we need to be aware of. Russia has just reneged on the atomic weapons testing treaty, and pretty quickly after that, the U.S. has conducted a nuclear weapons test in Nevada. Pretty disturbing. To be more precise, it was a chemical test, apparently, to test their ability to detect other nuclear weapons tests. All right, well, so let's rewind just a little bit. A couple of weeks ago, our podcast military consultant, Mr. J, he heard an extremely loud boom. All right, it shook his house. His neighbors heard it too. No explanation. They never figured out exactly what happened. Now, fast forward a couple of weeks later, I believe this was headlined yesterday in Hillsborough, North Carolina. A really loud boom was heard. It even shook houses and buildings. It was so loud, they evacuated the courthouse. Think about that. Not only that, but apparently a reporter in Apex, North Carolina, which is a good 35 miles away, heard and felt the same boom explosion. All right. Well, the police were called, the Air Force was contacted. They said, we can confirm. Now, I don't know how they can confirm all this, but they said, we can confirm this was not a sonic boom, this was not an earthquake, but it was not an explosion either, it was not a bomb, it's none of these things. We can confirm this. Now, I don't know how you can confirm for a fact that, it was none of those things, but that's what they said. All right. And USGS says, no, it wasn't an earthquake. The Air Force says, no, it wasn't a sonic boom. Police say, no, it wasn't an explosion or a bomb. Okay, now, a day later, 24 hours later at least, the USGS has backtracked and said, oh, you know what? Turns out we rechecked our equipment, and oh yeah, it actually was a small earthquake. It was so small, our equipment didn't even detect it. Okay, that's a little disturbing, I think, that they're saying that there was an earthquake that was so powerful it created a super loud boom, shook houses, even caused the courthouse to be evacuated in Hillsborough, North Carolina. But yet, does this make sense? If you've been in an earthquake, did you hear a boom or an explosion? Is this something that's generally associated with earthquakes? All right, combine all that with the fact that Mr. J and me and CJ from the podcast, we all live in the same county as a mysterious underground facility that's confirmed to be there. It's on Big Hole Road. It's estimated to be at least 13 stories deep, connected to the Greenbrier in West Virginia. That's a fact. It's owned by AT&T. It has no official purpose. You've heard me talk about this place before. Now, what do they need a facility 13 stories or more deep for? Your guess is as good as mine, but it has no official purpose. But it is locked down, son. You ain't getting anywhere close. I mean, you can get kind of close, but you're definitely not getting in there. Ultra security all around it. Big Hole Road facility. So there's just a lot of strange things happening out there. And I don't want to be, a prophet of doom or anything, but keep your head on a swivel. Be prepared for emergencies. Worst case, something happens or nothing happens and you're prepared. Best case, I guess, or worst case, if something did happen, God forbid, then you would be prepared to take care of yourself and your loved ones. So keep your head on a swivel. Be prepared for emergencies because there's a lot of weird stuff happening out there. Again, to recap, a couple of weeks ago, we're hearing some unknown loud booms and explosions around here. Nobody knows where they're coming from. Now, here last 48 hours, Russia backs out of the nuclear weapons testing treaty. The U.S. is testing nuclear capabilities in the Nevada desert again. I assume underground facilities. I believe that's correct, of course. And then we've got unknown booms and explosions in Hillsborough, North Carolina, verified. They even evacuated the courthouse 35, 40 miles away. They're reporting the same situation, which, by the way, tells me again that this was not an explosion. This was not just some dudes having a good time and blowing up beaver dams. Okay, you wouldn't hear that 35 miles away. Okay, this was a large-scale situation, be it a sonic boom or an earthquake or something else. Now, I'm not saying that there is a massive network of underground tunnels, railways, that sort of thing happening around here, but there could be. I mean, we know we have an underground facility that does something. We have long suspected that all the properties along through there are just a facade. There's houses on the road. We think they're just a facade that link up to the facility. And you know, there's no way they're just testing something in Nevada. If they're testing in Nevada, there's communications and other sort of situations being tested right now too. You can guarantee that with the safety and preservation of our national security and our system of leadership and government. So, folks, be aware of your surroundings. All right, pay attention to things and stay safe out there. God bless. See y'all.